What if the biggest disagreement between Muslims and Christians is not about God's identity, but about how we describe him? People hear the word Allah, and they think different God, foreign God, maybe even a rival God. But that reaction usually comes from emotion, not history, not language, not scripture. So let us slow down and ask the question honestly. Is Allah the same God as the God of the Bible? First, we need to clear one major confusion. Allah is not the name of a new deity. Allah is simply the Arabic word for God. Arab Christians use the word Allah in their churches today. If you open an Arabic Bible, the word used for God is Allah. If Allah meant a different God, then Arab Christians would be worshiping someone else, and they are not. Now let us go deeper, beyond language, into identity. Who is Allah according to Islam? Allah is the creator of the heavens and the earth, the one who created Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, David, Solomon, and Jesus, peace be upon them. Allah is eternal, all-powerful, all-knowing, merciful, and just. Now pause here. Who is God in the Bible? The creator of the heavens and the earth, the one who created Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, David, Solomon, and Jesus, eternal, all-powerful, all-knowing, merciful, and just. That sounds familiar because it is. Both Islam and Christianity trace their spiritual roots back to Abraham in Islam. He is Ibrahim. In the Bible, he is Abraham, a man who rejected idols and worshiped one God alone. If the source were different, then Abraham would be worshiping two gods, and that makes no sense. Jews, Christians, and Muslims all claim Abraham. That only works if the God he worshipped was one. Now, some people say, but Muslims reject the Trinity, so it must be a different God. That confuses identity with description. Let me explain. If two people stand on opposite sides of a mountain, one says it is sharp and dangerous. Another says it is beautiful and tall. They disagree on description, not on existence. The mountain does not change. Because of disagreement, Islam teaches pure monotheism. God is one, without partners, without division, without incarnation. Christianity later developed the doctrine of the Trinity. Muslims reject that description, but they do not reject the God of Abraham, Moses, and Jesus. They reject a theological interpretation, not the divine source. Even in the Bible, Jesus emphasizes the oneness of God. When asked about the greatest commandment, he says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one." That same message is echoed throughout Islam. Islam does not introduce a new God. It claims to restore the original worship of the one God, worshipped by all prophets. Now, let us talk about Jesus, because this is where emotions rise. Muslims love Jesus. They believe in his miraculous birth. They believe he is the Messiah. They believe he healed the sick and raised the dead. By God's permission, they believe he will return before the end of time. What they do not believe is that Jesus is God. Once again, this is about understanding, not identity. The God who sent Jesus, according to Islam, is the same God who sent Moses and Abraham, the same God who revealed the commandments, the same God who spoke to the prophets. The Quran even says clearly, our God and your God is one, and to him we submit. That sentence alone destroys the idea of a different God. Historically, this understanding was common. Jews, Christians, and Muslims lived together, knowing they worshiped the same God. Even while disagreeing theologically, the idea that Allah is a different God is modern, emotional, and political, not scholarly. Many Christian theologians and historians acknowledge this openly. So why does confusion exist? Because fear is louder than knowledge. When people do not understand each other, They create distance. And the easiest distance is saying, your God is not my God. But truth does not bend to fear. If Allah were a different God, the Quran would not constantly speak about biblical prophets, but it does again and again because it points to the same divine source. The real difference is not who God is, it is how God is understood. Islam emphasizes absolute oneness. Christianity emphasizes salvation through Jesus. Judaism emphasizes covenant and law. Different lenses, same God. Think about it like this. 3 people know the same teacher. One knows him as strict, another as kind, another as deep and wise. Different experiences, same person. So let us end with something important. This discussion is not about winning. It is about understanding. When Muslims say, Allahu Akbar, God is great, they are praising the same creator praised by Abraham, Moses, and Jesus. When Christians say, Our Father in heaven, they are praying to the same creator of the universe. The names change across languages. God, Allah, Dios. The reality remains one. The Quran says, if God had willed, he could have made humanity one community, but he chose diversity to test us in goodness. So compete in good deeds. So the question is not only, is Allah the same God as the God of the Bible? The deeper question is, what are we doing with our belief in God? Because belief in one God should unite hearts, soften egos, and inspire justice, not create hatred. So yes, Allah is the same God worshipped in the Bible, the God of Abraham, the God of Moses, the God Jesus prayed to. Different understandings, different theologies, one divine source.